Hi, once again, 15th June 2020, continuing to record, but this time I'm doing my recording on YouTube. So I mentioned about Google Docs, Microsoft Office, which we use. I also mentioned that we use visiting cards and letterheads done in-house itself. We do not type it outside because we can always take a color printout of a letterhead, right? Along with this, we use the Adobe software. The usefulness of Adobe software is in three things. One is you can bulk convert documents from one kind to another. Second is it helps you do digital signatures. You don't need to physically sign on any document, you can do digital signatures, which again takes forward the concept of a paperless office. Third thing is you can create PDFs. PDFs are used for a lot of things. You can always send a PDF to somebody with a password attachment. Just like you get your Citibank statement or HDFC Bank statement or your Airtel bill, which is password encrypted. So we have downloaded Adobe software across our Bangalore as well as our Chennai offices. Within Adobe, which has about 15-20 applications, Acrobat 9 Pro is what we most use. This application is fairly relevant for our day-to-day lives. So I mentioned about Google Sites, I mentioned about Google Documents, which is there in the cloud. I mentioned that we will be in Google Apps, right? And I also mentioned about the Google Calendar and Google Contacts, Google Tasks, whatever we use, and Google to Outlook synchronization. I mentioned about all these tools. Now we got other tools also which we use. For example, Google Wave. Google Wave is very similar to Gmail. The only difference is that the chain of conversation which happens between various individuals or groups of people is continuously captured. Google Analytics is fairly important. For example, you have your documents on the cloud, right? For example, resumes of various candidates. You want to know if a recruiter has actually looked at those resumes, has opened those resumes. So Google Analytics basically gives you information and inputs of who has accessed your document, when, where, and how. For example, you want your team to read some important document. So Google Analytics would give you a response or a data of who has actually seen your document, who has viewed your document, who has modified your document, for example. This becomes very important. I again come to the resume story. If you want to, for example, bill your recruiters on the basis of the resumes that they have seen, you have proof in the form that they have seen that resume and they have acted on that resume based on Google Analytics. So it gives you proof, right? Google Maps, I'm sure people know, it basically pinpoints locations. For example, in our site, in the third page, we have put in locations of our Chennai office, Bangalore office, then Birla Sun Life office in Chennai, Citibank office in Chennai. Similarly, you can put any number of thousands of addresses you can put on Google Maps instead of physically sending email to people on the location or address or whatever it is, right? We also use Google Friend Connect, Google Groups. These are very similar services. Subscribe to newsletter. Basically, you can have any number of people subscribe to your newsletter through Google Friend Connect or Google Groups. It's like Yahoo Groups. I'm sure people have used Yahoo Groups. So this is something which you can join in through again our website. There is a page called Connect to Us where Google Friend Connect link is there, and it also lists the number of people who are connected to us. So it gives an entire listing of all the friends that we have at eLakshya. Google Groups is another means of connecting. Google SMS is basically a corollary of these two, where you would get updates and latest information news on SMS. As long when you subscribe to Google SMS alerts, I could send a SMS alert which could reach everybody who has subscribed to it through SMS. So these are some of the services that we use at Google. Okay. Now, please remember that as we said, ES22 is the be all, end all, begin all, middle all, everything at eLakshya. Now ES22 is nothing but the website with a lot of pages, right? The best part about Google Sites, where this resides, is that all our documents can be embedded on the site, right? I said that we use the cloud to put our documents, our Excel sheets, our PowerPoint presentations, our scan copies, our PDF files, everything. So all of them essentially then get embedded onto our website, which can be accessed therefore by the whole world. you have your let's say your database which is there in a cloud, and you make any change in that database. For example, my number, you change my mobile number to something, and supposing that particular file is embedded in the Excel sheet, immediately the whole world can see the change in the Excel sheet. So basically it's completely synced. The Google Docs which is there in the cloud is synced to es22.com. That Google Docs is in turn synced to your Microsoft Office Excel document on Office Sync. So basically the whole syncing happens by means of ES22 having Doc, Excel and PowerPoint all embedded. So all these things are embedded. Along with it, we can also embed videos. For example, we use both YouTube as well as TwitWit for embedding videos. The only disadvantage of YouTube is that maximum time limit of a video is 10 minutes, which is the time limit we are facing even now as far as recording this video is concerned. Similarly, you can embed photos. Photos, we use Picasa and we use photos.live.com for embedding photos. Now, I mentioned that any change you make in any document, immediately it gets replicated in the site. Let me just give you one small example of how the whole syncing works. Just an example, I'm sure you get the drift. Supposing some candidate comes to your office and you take a photograph of that person on your mobile phone. That is all you need to do. The minute you take a photo of that person on your mobile phone, that person's photo will immediately be embedded in your website. People can see on the website. How does it work? That folder which is there on your mobile phone is synchronized to your computer hard disk folder through Bluetooth. There is a Bluetooth USB which is all the time connected to the computer, so it automatically gets synchronized to the folder on the computer hard disk. The computer desktop photo which is there in that folder automatically gets synced to Picasa. The Picasa is embedded in the ES22 website. So therefore, the minute somebody, that's the power of technology. The minute somebody takes a photograph of someone on the camera, the person's photo comes onto the website. So as I mentioned once again, everything is on the site only. Apart from your documents, you got your forms, you got your application forms, you got your formats, you got your bills and invoices. So essentially, the whole office becomes completely paperless, and the only place where you need to search for documents is the website. Now, obviously, not everything needs to be shown to the public. You need to enter with password or whatever. And as I mentioned in the previous video, permissions are given for viewing and for editing and stuff like that. So if the whole world can know about it, no harm done. Everything is there on the site and people can look at it. If the whole world should not know about it, I am sure that we can just give permissions and the privileges accordingly. But the point is, the whole office with the entire rigmarole becomes paperless. Right? The next thing which I want to mention here is basically about the cloud. Apart from the documents which are there in the cloud, you might on a few occasions need some material to be there lying in the desktop in the computer. So for that we use a common drive in each of our offices. There's a common drive sitting in a powerful computer, one in each office, G drive, where other important documents, for example, are stored. Quickly through the infrastructure at our offices, we have 15 computers in Bangalore and 4 computers in Chennai, including laptops. We got some 4 printers. We got projector, LCD, Sony projector, fairly high-end. Our office has UPS all over the place. Then we have accessories in the form of wireless keyboard, wireless mouse. We have Nokia smartphones, basically 2 kinds of smartphones, which is both N72 and N3110C as well as 5230. So these are 5230 is a Symbian 5 phone, and which is the latest model, and the other 2 are Symbian 2 phones. We use them for a lot of purposes. We'll come to that shortly. We also connect with various devices through Bluetooth. For example, we even have a Bluetooth headphone. I'll come up with the use of a Bluetooth headphone shortly. We have a touchscreen as well. So these are the various accessories that we have in our office. We will take the whole presentation forward a bit later. Thank you.